Fibonacci Joker. Fibonacci Joker in Balatro is a clever reference to a famous pattern from mathematics called the Fibonacci sequence. This sequence is a set of numbers where each number is the sum of the two numbers before it. It goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, and so on. You might have seen the Fibonacci sequence in nature. It appears in things like flower petals, pine cones, and seashells. In Balatro, the developers brought this idea into the game through the Fibonacci Joker's unique effect. The Joker activates when you play a specific number of cards in your hand, following the Fibonacci numbers. For example, if you play 1, 2, 3, 5, or 8 cards in a hand, the Joker's bonus effect will trigger. This rewards players who think carefully about how many cards they use during their turn, making the game more strategic and interesting. Another fun detail is that the price to buy the Fibonacci Joker in the game's shop is $8, and 8 is one of the early numbers in the sequence. It's a small but smart touch that shows how much thought the creators put into linking math with the gameplay. By using the Fibonacci sequence, Balatro turns a complicated math idea into something fun, interactive, and easy to understand, even if you've never studied math before. Credit Card Joker. Credit Card Joker in Balatro is a fun reference that mixes pop culture and little inside jokes about fake numbers. If you look closely on the numbers printed on the Credit Card Joker, you'll notice 8675309. This isn't just a random number, it's a famous phone number from the 1981 hit song 8675309, Jenny, by the band Tommy Two-Tone. In the song, the singer finds a girl's phone number written on a wall and sings about calling Jenny. The song was so popular that it made the number famous all over the world, and for years people would prank call real numbers asking for Jenny. On top of that, the Credit Card Joker also includes the number 1234. This number is often used as a placeholder or dummy number in tests and examples, like fake PIN codes, fake passwords, or made-up data for credit cards or locks. It's simple, easy to remember, and obviously fake, so it's often used in demos or tutorials. By including 8675309 and 1234 on the card, the developers of Balatro are giving a playful wink to players who notice. It's a small Easter egg that connects the game to 80s music history and everyday tech habits, all in one simple card design. Business Card Joker. The Business Card Joker in Balatro is a direct visual reference to a famous scene from the movie American Psycho, released in 2000. In the film, the main character, Patrick Bateman, is obsessed with appearances, status, and perfection. One of the most iconic scenes shows Bateman and his coworkers comparing their business cards in extreme detail: the paper thickness, font style, and color. It seems like a normal conversation at first, but it quickly turns into something intense and absurd as Bateman becomes jealous of a slightly better card. The Business Card Joker in Balatro looks almost exactly like one of those cards from that scene: sleek, minimalist, and serious. It's a clever Easter egg for anyone who's seen the movie. The card's plain yet professional design reflects the film's theme of status, identity, and competition, all hidden beneath a polished surface. By adding this reference, Balatro connects a psychological thriller film to the world of poker cards and strategy games. It's not just a visual design, it's a nod to the idea that even something as simple as a business card can carry meaning, pride, and even rivalry. Egg Joker. The Egg Joker in Balatro is one of the game's most unique and layered references. At first glance, it's just a joker with an egg on it, but there's much more behind it. This card refers to a real and fascinating tradition from Clowns International, an organization based in the UK. Since the 1940s, they've kept a registry of clown face designs by painting each clown's makeup onto a real egg. This is done to protect a clown's unique look. No two clowns are supposed to copy each other. These hand-painted eggs are stored and displayed as part of clowning history. It's a surprising but true method of identity preservation, and explains why the Egg Joker features a painted egg. It symbolizes a clown's identity. But there's a second layer to the reference: the phrase nest egg. In finance, a nest egg is a stash of money saved for the future, like retirement or emergencies. Since jokers in Balatro often affect money or gameplay strategies, the Egg Joker might also be symbolizing savings or long-term investment in your deck. So, this one card connects two totally different worlds: the colorful history of clowns and financial planning, with a clever and playful design. It's a great example of how Balatro hides smart, real-world ideas inside a simple game mechanic, making it more fun for players who enjoy spotting hidden meanings. Cavendish Joker. The Cavendish Joker in Balatro is a clever reference to the real-world history of bananas, specifically the Cavendish banana, which is the most widely eaten banana type today, and there's an important story behind it. Before the Cavendish, most bananas in the world were a variety called Gros Michel. It was sweeter, larger, and more durable during shipping. However, in the mid-1900s, a fungal disease known as Panama disease spread through banana farms and wiped out almost all Gros Michel crops. Since bananas are usually cloned instead of bred, meaning all plants are nearly identical, they were extremely vulnerable to disease. After this disaster, the Cavendish banana was introduced as a replacement because it was more resistant to that specific fungus. The Cavendish Joker's effect and visuals in Balatro reflect this history. It has a strong effect, showing how the Cavendish took over, but it also has a small chance of self-destructing, hinting at its fragile nature. In real life, even the Cavendish banana is now at risk from a newer disease. The Joker also shows energy waves around the banana, possibly referencing the fact that bananas are slightly radioactive due to their potassium content. A fun science fact. Superposition Joker. The superposition Joker in Balatro is a creative reference to a concept from quantum physics called superposition. While the idea comes from science, the game turns it into something fun and easy to understand. In quantum mechanics, superposition means that a tiny particle, like an electron, can exist in multiple states at the same time. For example, it can be spinning up and down at once, until it's measured. Once observed, it collapses into one definite state. This idea is famously shown in the thought experiment Schrödinger's cat, where a cat in a box is both alive and dead, until someone opens the box. So how does this connect to Balatro? The superposition Joker mimics this idea by tying it to the ace card in poker. Aces can act as either the lowest or highest card in a straight. They exist in two states at once, just like a quantum particle. The Joker's sprite even looks like an electron, reinforcing the science theme visually. This reference blends science and strategy. It shows how a complex theory can be simplified into a card mechanic, where flexibility becomes a powerful trait. It's also a cool Easter egg for anyone interested in physics. With the superposition Joker, Balatro proves again that it's more than just a card game. It's full of hidden meanings, smart designs, and real-world inspiration, all wrapped in clever, playable cards. Shoot the Moon Joker. Shoot the Moon Joker in Balatro is a direct reference to a bold and risky strategy from the classic card game Hearts. In Hearts, the goal is usually to avoid collecting certain cards that give you penalty points, mainly Hearts and the Queen of Spades. But there's one dramatic exception to this shooting the moon. To shoot the moon in Hearts, you try to collect every single penalty card in one round. If you pull it off, you don't get any points. Instead, everyone else gets 26 penalty points, which is a huge swing in your favor. But if you miss just one of those cards, you get stuck with all the penalties yourself. It's a high-risk, high-reward move that only works with careful planning and a bit of luck. The Shoot the Moon Joker in Balatro captures this feeling perfectly. It encourages bold plays and big combos, but usually comes with some kind of risk, either in how it activates or how it interacts with other cards. The name tells players that it's not for playing it safe, it's for when you want to go all in and turn the game around in one move. By referencing this famous Hearts strategy, Balatro cleverly ties in traditional card game history with its modern roguelike mechanics, rewarding players who recognize and embrace daring strategies. Midas Mask Joker. The Midas Mask Joker in Balatro is a clever reference to King Midas, a famous figure from Greek mythology. According to the myth, King Midas was granted a wish by the god Dionysus, and he asked for everything he touched to turn into gold. At first, this seemed like a dream come true. He could turn objects, food, and even furniture into solid gold instantly. However, the wish quickly turned into a curse. Midas realized he could no longer eat or drink because his food turned to gold. Even worse, when he hugged his daughter, she turned to gold too. The story is often told as a lesson about greed and being careful what you wish for. In Balatro, the Midas Mask Joker likely gives a strong money-related effect, boosting the value of your hand or giving extra chips when scoring. This fits perfectly with the Midas Legend, a card that helps you gain gold, money, but possibly at a cost, depending on the deck or strategy. The design of the Joker, which includes a golden mask, reflects the transformative theme, turning ordinary things into something more valuable. It's a fun way of bringing ancient myth into a modern game, adding deeper meaning to a simple card. Reserved Parking Joker. The Reserved Parking Joker in Balatro is a fun and simple reference to something we see in real life, reserved parking signs. These are the signs you find in parking lots that mark certain spots as reserved for specific people or purposes, like for employees, handicapped parking, or VIPs. The idea is that the spot is protected, so no one else can take it. In Balatro, the Reserved Parking Joker plays off this everyday idea by applying it to your deck of cards. Just like how a parking spot is saved for someone important, this Joker gives you the ability to protect or reserve a valuable card slot. In a game where cards can be discarded, replaced, or lost, being able to secure a card becomes a major strategic advantage, just like having a guaranteed parking spot in a busy lot. The artwork on the Joker even mimics a typical reserved parking sign, making the reference very easy to recognize and understand. It's a clever way that developers connect real world ideas to the gameplay, making the experience feel both familiar and fun. Splash Joker. The Splash Joker in Balatro is a fun reference to a common strategy from the card game Magic the Gathering. In Magic, players build decks using different colored cards like red, blue, green, and so on. Normally, a deck focuses on one or two main colors. However, sometimes players will splash a small number of cards from a different color into their deck to gain access to special abilities or powerful moves. Splashing is risky because you need the right resources, called mana, to use cards from different colors, but when done carefully, it can make a deck much stronger by adding extra flexibility. It's a smart way to mix new effects without changing your entire strategy. In Balatro, the Splash Joker plays on the same idea. It encourages players to add small extra effects into their deck without making big changes to their main plan. The Joker might trigger small bonuses or create opportunities by blending a little bit of something new, just like splashing a different color into a Magic deck. The colorful artwork on the Splash Joker, often showing a rainbow or mixed colors, fits the idea perfectly. It's about diversity, creativity, and surprise, all key parts of both Magic and Balatro gameplay.